Good morning. I want to read a verse or two to you here out of Genesis 1:26. And it said, God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creepy thing that creepeth upon the earth. That right there, that verse tells us a lot. It tells us that God has give us dominion over everything that is on the earth, in the air, in the sea. Okay, Satan resides on earth, so that gives us dominion over him. But in order to have dominion over him, you need to bow down and let Jesus Christ into your heart. You need to allow Jesus to take all the crud, all the waste, all of the muck and the mire out of your heart that Satan has placed in your heart. Because this world is a cruel world, and everything that goes on in the streets of every city in this world, the waste that is going on, the crud that is out there, and the crud, what I'm calling, is all these drugs, this cocaine, this heroin, any drug that you could think of that is not a drug that a doctor would prescribe to you for an illness. And they're even abusing them now. All I know is in Philippians 4:13 tells us that God strengthens us within us. Now look, people, if you want a life, a joyful life, to be able to walk amongst the crud and the waste and the muck and the mire, and place it all under your feet, take dominion over it, like it tells us that he give us in Genesis. To take dominion over it, you got to have Jesus Christ in your heart. So I don't know why you would even want to walk around in the streets of your town without Jesus Christ in your heart. Because without him in there, without Jesus in you, the power of Jesus Christ in you, guiding you through life, you are in a mess. Without him, you are in a mess. I'm telling you, you may think you're okay, but your life is a mess. You may be on top of the world with your business and making all kinds of money and buying all kinds of possessions, but you are a mess if you do not have Jesus Christ in your heart. You got to believe me on this. Time is very short, and I know you've heard this from the time you was a little child that Jesus is coming. Well, he is, and you need to get right. And I'm talking about now. You need to get right with Jesus Christ. You need to get right. You need to quit having these little parties with the Walking Dead and Thriller and all this that these towns are putting on about this holiday that they call a holiday, Halloween. It is not a holiday. That is the one day of the year that evil is at its strongest peak. Get Jesus Christ in your heart. Get him in your heart so that the evil cannot come upon you. Satan will come up on your shoulder and he will whisper things in your ears every day. Every day. Just like he did with Eve in the garden. He told her, God had told him not to eat of that fruit. And he told her that it was okay. He convinced her it was okay. She sinned. That is where sin developed in our lives. Adam and Eve sinned against God. Each and every one of us out here are sinners. Every one of us is sinners. We're born with sin in our life. It is up to us to open the door to our heart and let the one man in that had never sinned, and that was Jesus Christ. Let him in your heart today. Let him in your heart today and watch your life change. If you are sick, he will heal you. If you are broken, he will fix you. Who else better to fix you than the man than the Father that created you? I'm telling you that we need to really get on board here. You need to get on board with Jesus. Jesus is what it's about in this world. It's about Jesus and God. I mentioned yesterday that as a priest of your family, it's a man's responsibility to bring the Word of God into his family. And it is. You men are the priests of the family. It is your responsibility. Get off of me, Satan. To bring the Word of God into your wife's life, into your children's life. You present it to them. You cannot make them accept it, but you have to present it to them each day. The Word of God. The Word of God goes out. It does not come back void. So trust me, men, if you keep presenting and reading the Word of God to your wife and your family long enough, the Word of God will grab a hold of them, and they will bow, and they will let Jesus Christ in their heart. Now, the Word of God is not for everybody. A lot of people don't believe in the Bible. They don't believe in the Word. Well, I'm telling you that any circumstance that you come into out there in this world, anything, I don't care what it is, you can find it in this book. This is my little miniature book. It's the Holy Bible. And this is what I read while I'm out on the road. This is where I get my verses. I don't get it from no Quran or anything else. I get it from the Holy Bible. I believe in that word. I believe that there's truth in that word. I don't believe there's no lies in it. I believe that it is all true. I believe that anything that goes on in your life, I don't care if you are a fornicator, if you are a drug addict, you are an alcoholic, if you are cheating on your husband, or men are cheating on their wives, I believe your answers is in the Holy Bible. I believe your answers to your financial problems, your legal problems, whatever it may be, is all in the Word of God. Sure, we got lawyers, we got physicians, we got doctors, we got dentists, all them. But I'm telling you that it's all in the Word of God. Now, a doctor has to take an oath when they become a doctor that they don't believe in the Bible. Well, I don't know why they would ever have to take that oath, because they're not supposed to be able to give anybody no spiritual guidance when they do their science is what it is, their scientific operations and all that. But I'm telling you that God is the healer. He works through them doctors' hands. He works through them doctors' minds. He is the one that created us. He is the one that put the physicians, the dentists, the lawyers, the police officers, the peacemakers. He's the one that put them down and created them in this world for protection and healing and taking care of us. That is the way it is. People don't look at it the right way. Everything in this world, everything in every street of every city in the United States, you can go back to the Word of God and it can be dealt with. And people's not realizing this. People's not realizing that the Holy Bible is your roadmap. And when I say roadmap, that's just what I mean. It's like a map that you would pull up on Google and look and see what direction you're going to drive your car from city to city. This Bible, the Holy Bible, the Word of God, is your roadmap in life. It guides you in the directions that you need to be. It keeps you off the crooked road that Satan wants you on. It keeps you on the straight and narrow road to the Father in heaven through Jesus Christ. That is what it does. I don't know how simpler I can put it. I'm a nobody out here. But I do know that the Word of God, once it flows through me and comes out my mouth, that Word of God, because Jesus Christ is in it. I put Jesus in everything. As a business owner myself, I was a sinner for years. I've been a business owner for 40 years. But I'm going to tell you, my business didn't start prospering the way it could until after I found Jesus in my heart. Your life will not be what it can be until you find Jesus. You've got to find Jesus Christ in your heart. Once you find Him, He puts protection upon you. He sets you up on the rock. You don't have to crawl under that rock no more and hide from Satan and the bad things that comes up against you once you found Jesus. When you find Jesus, you can stand proudly up on top of that rock of salvation and know that you're a child of God, and know that you can walk amongst the waste and the muck and the mire, and it'll be under your feet and it will not take you over. Once Jesus is in your heart, you can do that. You can walk the streets of your town that you live in, where Satan has produced all this heroin and this cocaine and marijuana and all these other drugs that is making these people crazy, that is corrupting their lives, and it's taking their children from them. There's so many children out here that is homeless, that don't have a mother and father no more because of the drugs that Satan has placed up on the streets. And what I'm calling what Satan puts out there is just what it is. It's muck and it's mire and it's waste. And it's in the streets of every city in the United States. Let's all join together and pray. Pray that God starts saving people, that people start bowing down and asking Jesus Christ into their heart. Pray that your family members will open their heart up to Jesus. Pray that our senators, our Congress, all of them will open their hearts up to Jesus Christ and make right decisions for our country. Pray. It's all about the power of prayer. Pray for your family. Pray for your family members that's on drugs, the ones that's not doing things the right way, the ones that's not walking the steps that Jesus Christ walked the day before them. Pray that they walk in them steps today. Pray that they walk in the steps that Jesus placed in front of them to walk. Pray for them. Pray for them today. Don't be scaredy cats about it. Don't worry about Satan. If you've got Jesus Christ in your heart, Satan cannot touch you. Satan cannot be where Jesus is. He has to flee. So pray today. Pray with all your heart. Stand boldly upon the Word of God, flat-footed on it, and believe in it. Stand on that rock of salvation that He has given you. Stand on it boldly and put Jesus in your life. But stand on that rock of salvation boldly and put Jesus Christ in everything. Take up for Him. Take up for Jesus. He takes up for you. Be proud and bold about what you do. Well, that was my word for today. And I hope that His Spirit flows through this land and He touches people and changes their lives today. I know this word will go out and touch you. Remember, you have dominion over everything that is on this earth. And Satan is on this earth, so that means you got dominion over him. Place him under your feet today. Rub that heel in his head and just keep shoving him straight to hell where he belongs. You have dominion over him. So be proud about what you are. If you're a born-again Christian, be proud. The ones that don't know Jesus Christ, bow down and ask Him to come into your heart and save you today. Be blessed in Jesus today.